I'm live now. I'm late. I don't know who's not going to join me, but so let me see about. Oh, I need Finder. Desktop. We're gonna delete yesterday's podcast. Delete some charts. Gonna pull this up. Hit the thumbs up button. Slappy. Namaste, motherfucker, Slappy. Namaste, motherfucker. Slappy is first. I don't care about. You know what? We're just gonna do the podcast with what it is. I mean, the market's gonna fly today. Okay, podcast done. Just so everyone's aware, I will be doing part of the podcast, and then moving over to Substack. So if you're pissed, so be it. But we got Google and MPLX. Slappy, thank you for sticking up for me. That douchebag. By the way, my hair is a little whiter, a little less yellow. We're on dye number 3. Morning, Wendy. Morning, Chris. Okay, let's see. I'll scan some stuff. I mean, you know, VRNA. Exactly. Because I'm the real Slim Shady. I'm the real Slim Shady. No, it'll be whiter. I'm going to get there. Chris, seriously, Chris, I don't know how you held on that long. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. I mean, seriously, kudos to you on that killer profit. It'll be whiter, and then, you know, maybe I'll go pink. Maybe I'll show some allegiance. Maybe I'll do something for a charity. My girlfriend's son saw me for the first time. And he's the influencer at Tokyo Sims, and he's like, no effing way. No, it blocks my thing, though. Don't put it up there. It blocks my stuff. So she's excited because, let's just say, and I won't promote this, but we got some things done this morning, which have to do with business. And let's just say there's a man named Suitcase Lou that's involved. She's yelling at me. I told you, no matter what you say to me, it winds up coming out of my mouth. There's no filter. None. No filter. And everybody loves a man named Suitcase Lou. You can't tell me that you don't love him, you know. CONL has an entry. URTY, BAR, FNGD, AMZD. But CONL, I am in. You'll be able to buy it. Chris, you sold at 81. You will be able to buy it again at 60. I mean, I wouldn't want to own that one going into earnings with that valuation. I even if you have to buy it at 90, I think you take that profit. For me, I sold at 25. I didn't get back in. Mistake. But I do think you'll get back in because your thesis hasn't changed. I think that's a good thing. Kudos to you for holding out like that. I mean, I should send you the Diamond Hands mug because I did not have diamond hands. These are paper hands. So it is what it is. But hey, kudos. Nice job. I mean, seriously, I'm happy for you. Hopefully the pool has a new heater for the winter, or you just turned on, got a backup generator for it. Into it. Pakar. Penny doesn't like that. Let's see. SO Honeywell. Honeywell's an interesting one because I do think I think Carrier was the one. CAR. Carrier. CARR. This was the one that there was a thesis that they're heat pumps in Europe. So, okay, we're going to go over here. We've got all of our stuff done. Let's go to the 4-hour. Got you out there. What do we have in the core portfolio? I mean, the chart that's on the screen. You missed my story about a man named Suitcase Lou, Mark. 2 months until you open the pool early, Chris, with the gains from Palantir. Morning, Roger. Let's see. Part of the paid research is we're going to go over Deckers. We're going to go over thoughts on ATGE and Skyworks from a social request. I'm going to go over Tesla versus BYD. Plus, I am going to look at the top 10 stocks from Seeking Alpha, how they're doing so far, because honestly, they're freaking killing it. Which stocks are hurt by Deepseek? That was a good article because it outlines everything. Meta, we're going to go over what has happened since the photo. And let me get to the photo real quick. We're going to go over what Amazon has done since Zuckerberg did this. Since Zuckerberg did that. We're going to go over Apple. I mean, Apple's just the big story of the day. And this is part, I'm not going to charge for this one, but we're going to go over the biggest movers of the day because that LICY is still moving. We are going to go over why oil may be excluded from the tariffs and what we're seeing with Trump, because yesterday that moved markets a lot. Seeking Alpha redesigned their analysis page, so I think that's pretty good. I actually like it. I haven't played around with it too much. And they're doing their new way of doing earnings, which is afterwards they just show you. This is why you want to have a strategy. We'll go over that. That's Nicola. Pelosi tracker in Trendspider. Did you get VST on the dump? Because Pelosi, you could have bought it below where she bought it. Palantir, this is a strategy. Long Palantir on an hourly MACD cross up below this. They give you the strategy right here. That's how you build it. You import the custom indicator. You build it that way. People asked about SMCI in the Facebook group. There's a strategy for that. So, and we're going to go over to Seeking Alpha, and we're going to look at CLS and others because this one's flying. Flying. So alpha picks. We'll go over all of that. And we have our lovely QQQ, which is up almost 1%, 0.67. Qualcomm has quietly come back, by the way, to its old resistance at 175. And where did we get that old resistance? It's from a previous all-time high, well, I'm not all-time high, but a previous pullback. So I've got to put you on hold. I am going to put the countdown on real quick. I will be right back.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears.
Not a lot.
Guiding me through my
Does he?
hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't
Nobody don't know what I'm talking
I
about.
think it's okay because of your friend.
Nah. He says, I can't release the details of Suitcase Lou, but nobody will know what Suitcase Lou is. That's just his nickname for the guy. I don't think it's...
So do the different suitcase
Oh.
mic or something else. I don't want to interfere in his operation.
This is what I do, Maya. I blow shit up.
No. I mean, it's his.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I didn't mean to say your name. Jacob, see, here's the thing. You were throwing money in Marathon and saying, hey, Marathon's a good... I told you. Bro, I got you. I'm going to bro you. I got you. MPLX, throw some money in there. Forget about it. I got you. Morning, Eli. Lending Club, Roger, just to be perfectly honest, it's an alpha pick. I didn't hit on it because there's nothing to hit on. Do I care? That they fell 20%? Nope. Do I care that they could get 20% back? Nope. It's an alpha pick. It's not something that in my portfolio I'm ever going to actually manage. And so, I hope you don't mind, but yeah. I'm just not going to touch on it. I mean, if you want to touch on it, Alpha Picks, they went over it. Alpha Picks went over it. They have an entire article that goes over everything that you need. They do everything. So it's one of theirs. You can go into Alpha Picks and pick it up. You can, even if you didn't have Alpha Picks, you can go over to Premium and just look up, Lending Club. I mean, it's still a buy, still got good valuation. Analyze with AI. Let's see when the last AI was. It was 129, so it was 2 days ago, right after their earnings. So they outline it there. I don't think there's anything that I could say to go over it. Honestly, and I would say that even if somebody asked me on a social request, there are plenty of social requests where I say, I don't know what I can say about it. It's an alpha pick. So there are 28 people in here and 11 thumbs up. So I would like everybody to hit the thumbs up. By the way, Slappy will tell you there was an inappropriate comment. And I don't mind criticism, but when you comment, all this guy does is advertise. It's a little bit, let me just tell you, you don't have listening skills, because the listening skills provide people a very good return based on what I talk about. So if I'm just advertising, if you're pissed that I mentioned Trendspider, that Trendspider's on sale, if you're pissed that I say you can get one-on-one training with Trendspider, you know what? I'm gonna do this on the podcast. I think people will probably enjoy this one. Good morning. It is Friday, January 31st. It's the last day of January. Welcome to the last day of January. I'm not allowed to say the shady business that I just got into, but there was a man named, we've got to rename him. His name is Suitcase Greg. Suitcase Greg. So we're going to be working with that. But yeah, I was taking care of business. That's why I'm, for the YouTube live folks, that's why I'm a little late. Now, let me address a comment that came in on Spotfiy about all this guy does is advertise. I'm not going to call the guy out. If you want to go see the comment, you can go there. Thanks to Slappy for putting that douchebag in his place. Yeah, kind of douchebag. Here's the thing. If you're going to get upset that I tell you to go to Linktree, because you can get a special on Trendspider, including my 4-hour algorithm when you sign up for the annual plan, okay? Including, that there's a bundle out there for Seeking Alpha and Alpha Picks, which we'll go over. If you're going to get upset for me promoting those things and saying all I do is advertise, you're not listening. I point this out because there are many tens of thousands of people that listen to this on a daily basis and make money. Either through those advertisements, they find a stock that they can make money on, or they make money by taking action in trades, okay? By learning about what I use those tools for. If all you're saying is I advertise, and if you're saying that I put too many ads on Spotfiy, complain to Spotfiy or upgrade your subscription to Spotfiy Premium. I don't get any money if you upgrade that, but Spotfiy puts those ads in there. And douchebag, you can actually skip them. Every ad that I've seen on Spotfiy, I don't know, I have a family plan premium subscription. For some reason, I'm still getting ads when I listen to my own show. And I can skip them. Every ad I've been able to skip. So, let me just talk about this. I mean, the reality is, again, these tools are there to help you. Yes, I am an affiliate. Yes, I make money off of these tools. But if you're going to complain, it means you're not using the tools. For years, and I don't force anybody to get these tools. For years, I used free tools. These are just about stepping your game up. And if it's within your budget, remember, if you trade stocks, these are professional tools. Check with your accountant, check with your tax professional. But when I was paying for them, I was writing them off on my taxes. It's a write-off. Like Kramer says in Seinfeld, it's a write-off. Jerry says, you don't even know what a write-off is. And Kramer responds, I may not know what it is, but I can tell you they're writing it off. They're writing it off. I was one of those douchebags writing it off. Where are we on the Qs? Right in line. I mean, there's really nothing going on. We've got the Fed out of the way. You know, we're not done with earnings. We're still in the middle of earnings. If you look at Earnings Hub here, we can talk about Exxon reported, Chevron reported. There's a lot of reports that going on. We're going to talk about this. I don't want to upgrade my Earnings Hub, but we're going to talk about everything. We're going to go over all of the alpha picks that have been going over. We're going to, someone in the Facebook group asked about SMCI. I'll look at that one. Pelosi Tracker has a great trade that you could have gotten if you had it in Trendspider at a lower price than she paid. And we'll go over all the Apple news, all of the big movers, Apple team, which is LICY. We will go over, since Mark Zuckerberg looked down the dress of Jeff Bezos' girlfriend, we'll go over the retaliation that Jeff Bezos has taken. Because it's pretty big. Again, if you want to know about Deepseek and things like that, we'll go over that. Then I will go over the top 10 Seeking Alpha picks. We'll look at how those are doing year to date. We'll also look at Tesla, and we'll look at some social requests. So The Qs, again, like I said, there's nothing going on. The Fed is out of the way. This is all earnings related. It's all earnings related. In fact, Celestica, which is an alpha pick, had earnings, blew it out of the water. Blew it out of the water. It's not at its 52-week high. Its 52-week high is 131. Could it get there? Absolutely. So still a strong buy, and the quant valuation's not crazy. All of these, including EAT, including Lending Club, which was down. All of those things. If you're a subscriber to Alpha Picks, you got an email in your inbox, okay? Go and read it. Because what they do is every time one of these Alpha Picks reports earnings, they do a summary, okay? And they do a summary every Friday of the entire market. That's where your subscription gets you. So go and read it. Anybody that's not subscribed to Alpha Picks, remember, there's a couple of options here. You go to Linktree, linktr.ee/daily stock pick, and you can click on the second link. That's the bundle. That's what I tell you to get. Because not only can you do research on every stock, but you get the curated Alpha Picks portfolio. And the portfolio gets you 177% return versus the S&P at 58% during that same time. It is a curated portfolio that's made up of two new stocks every month. Once on the 1st, we're going to get one on Monday, and then once on the 15th. You get access to everything on day one. This bundle saves you $159. It is an unbelievable deal. So that's one way of doing it. If you don't want it, just go to Linktree, okay? Say you just don't want it. You don't want to think about it. This is how I use Alpha Picks. I don't want to think about buying and selling stocks. I just want somebody to tell me when to buy and when to sell. That's Alpha Picks. And so you can sign up for it on the 4th link right there. Okay, the 4th link gets you to this page, and you go and click the link. I suggest the bundle because the bundle is for anybody who wants to research stocks. But again, Celestica, one of those that killed it on earnings, up like 15, 20%. It's really good. Somebody in the Facebook group, I didn't write it down, but they asked about SMCI. Am I buying? Well, there's an indicator in Trendspider for that. Again, one of these custom indicators. The Weinstein Stage Analysis Indicator could have saved SMCI bulls a lot of heartache. Look, would have gotten you out with 164% gain. The custom indicator. Okay, look at that. The price was around $80. $80. Where are you trading right now? 27. 27. Pre-split, that was 800. Would have saved you a lot of pain. Okay? Weinstein indicator is available in Trendspider. Go to the link tree, and it's the top link. Limited time. You can get one of these 3 tiers, okay? Annual tiers get my 4-hour algorithm. Annual tiers do. If you sign up for monthly, you don't get my algorithm. Standard, enhanced, and advanced. The 3. I steer you towards advanced if it's in your budget because unlimited one-on-one training. Again, these tools cost money. If it's within your budget, get it. It's just meant to enhance any trades that you take where you can take actionable steps to get out of these things without any kind of emotions. The charts tell you everything. The charts are what it's all about. If you don't get Trendspider, make sure you have a charting program because these candles don't lie. There is no emotion in the candles. There's no emotion in those moving averages. There's no emotion in the MACD, the RSI, the Bollinger Bands. None. The volume tells you where it's going to go. Okay? The strategies that you see with the 4-hour algorithm on my screen, it's just about making sure that you take advantage of something that could be going wrong or could be going right. That's all it is. So Trendspider is my go-to when I do this. And say you're in Palantir, okay? Palantir MACD cross-up, below 0 on the RSI, long Palantir. They give you this strategy. It is outlined here, okay? Analyze it over the last 4 years of Palantir. You've taken, let's say, 148 positions over 4 years. That's not bad, 148. Your average win, 8%. Look at the return up here. Okay, 1,390% versus 704% if you bought and held. 704% ain't no, that's nothing to sneeze at. But I'd rather double it by trading on a 1 hour strategy. That's what it gets you. And you can set this up. They laid this out so you can import this and set it up in your own system. Okay, if you have Trendspider, it's nice and easy. You see it down here. There's a, well, you can't see it, but there's a human language condition. You basically say, you can type this in, okay? Long Palantir on a MACD bull cross up below 0, exit on a bear cross 50 on the 200. Crosses after 35 candles. Again, nearly 2 times the buy and hold. That's Trendspider. Another one with Trendspider is the Pelosi tracker, okay? Tells you when to buy. Look at this, okay? Pelosi, greatest trader in history. And you can put it right on your charts when it happens. When she releases a buy, you can get an alert. Okay, you're paying thousands of dollars for that outside in another program. This is built into your system. Okay, you can buy Vistra, VST. You could have bought it when Pelosi said it was 176. Or if you had this and you decide it's a little rich for me, then when it dips to 137, you go and buy because you know the greatest trader in history ain't going to lose. That's how you use Trendspider. It's fantastic. And let's talk about people who don't have a strategy. If you invested $10,000 in Nikola at its peak in June 2020 and you held to today, that $10,000 today is worth $3.98. If you don't have a strategy, you shouldn't be in single stocks. Single stocks are about strategy, about making sure that your position size is appropriate, and making sure that any kind of move that you make has a plan. Okay? And Seeking Alpha, this is great. I love this. So they actually released a kind of a new format when they do earnings. So KLA reported great quarter, up 2%. Okay, great quarter. But they outline it here. They put it in right after they release earnings. There's an outlook section. Good. That's how, expects Q1 225. That's great. Financial results, they go over the past. This is the future first, the past the second. And then they go over the Q&A in the actual call. Then they go over the sentiment axis, the analysis. Then they go over quarter comparison. They put this into every one that I looked at yesterday. And so I like that. Again, why do I recommend the bundle here? Because that's part of Seeking Alpha Premium. So if you're interested in these types of things for the stocks that you hold, go and get it. Just make sure you have a strategy and that you're doing things because you just don't want to hold a stock. Chris just talked about how he sold Palantir at 81. Is it going higher? He believes in the thesis, but the dude bought it like 8 something. I mean, he's just got a great profit on it. Kudos to you, Chris. Again, shout out on that great trade. His pool opens in 2 months. We'll be having a party. And Seeking Alpha redid something too. Up here they did their analysis. So their analysis section is new. I will include this video. It's a 2-minute video. You can go and preview what you can see. It's a great video. Again, a good video. So let's talk about yesterday, okay? Yesterday it was shown that Trump will cause volatility. We all knew it. A tweet about tariffs killed the afternoon rally. He's doing it strategically. Supposedly, these tariffs are strategically, but the market will pull back even with any talks about tariffs because tariffs will cause inflation. And that's what everybody's telling you. Now, the administration will tell you they don't, but they will. Over time, they will. It did in these last tariffs. It caused inflation. But the administration has shown they will act exactly like this, like an 8-year-old who goes into Krispy Kreme and orders a dozen donuts and a large Coke. They go head first without thinking. Just look at the spending memo that went out and caused all kinds of chaos. And they had to pull back that spending memo and say, ignore it. Look at the email to federal employees where they said, hey, you can retire now. and we'll pay you through September. FYI, why was that bad? Wasn't a bad one. But what did they do? They opened it up so that any of us with Substacks who have email newsletters, who have a podcast and want to promote it, we can now email directly any of the federal agencies directly. 13,000 employees. We can email them directly. We just got an email list where we can email them directly. Again, not thinking through things. And so, this is what's called chaos, and it will happen. You want to be prepared. This is exactly, Ken emailed that. I'm not saying I did it. But this is what happens. They're doing things, and then they're not thinking about the consequences. I won't bring up the DEI rant that he went on yesterday, blaming DEI for the crash, and then saying, but it's safe to fly. It's unsafe because of DEI, but it's safe to fly. Just again, not thinking about things, not thinking things through. But that's going to be the chaos that you're going to live with for the next 4 years. I'm not making a political statement. I'm simply stating the facts of what has happened, where it's just been a little chaotic. Okay? And it's chaotic because of what's going on. It's not chaotic because they thought these things through. It's chaotic because of the actual implementation. So, biggest stock movers today, Apple. Do I have to talk my own book? Maybe I do. Apple climbed nearly 3% after the iPhone maker surpassed. We're going to go more into Apple in a little bit. Atlassian, shared climbed 19%. Full quarter earning. Just a killer. Cypher, which is a mining company, 19% after SoftBank announced a $50 million pipe investment. What's bad? We'll go over this too. Deckers. Take a look at what's happening with Deckers. So those are the biggest movers. Now let's talk about Apple. So Apple results were great. They were good, but we all knew this was happening. The iPhone is what took the price down. When we look at the after hours in Apple, and we're going to look at the chart here, we're going to look at the after hours in Apple because it was quite a move when the earnings were announced. See, iPhone sales were down. Went all the way from 238 down to 233. Did it get to the 228 support level that I had identified? No, but it got close. If you were looking to get into Apple, I think that was it. We all know that they are going to financial engineer and the stock price, and the stock will go up. Okay? The market is giving them the benefit of the doubt that iPhone sales will move higher. This puts it perfectly. Service revenue reaches record high. China iPhone sales slump. We knew that was happening. The slump in China is concerning, but I continue to think that they managed the stock price up by doing buybacks and creating new and higher revenue streams from other businesses. iPad revenues hit all-time high. Mac revenues hit all-time high. And if you're looking for a new computer, I don't know why you wouldn't get a Mac. The Mac Mini is under $500. Great computer. Comes with all the software that you need. You have to pay for extra software. Your iPad's obviously getting a new thing. If you're looking for to run Deepseek on a local machine, you're looking at a Mac. Everybody who's running this stuff is looking at Macs. So, do I think you buy here? For the long term, again, it depends on your outlook. I use the 4-hour algorithm as my way of getting into this stock. Okay? When did it tell you to get in? 231. 231. That 228 level that I did there, look, it resistance. Okay? Support. It didn't hold it up perfectly at 228. But if you're looking to buy here at 243, just know that your bottom level may be 228 in the short term. Long term, when you look at this long term, what's the problem? Again, from a long-term standpoint, you're in the bottom half if you buy under this 228. You're in the upper half when you're buying it, but every time you've had one of these long, just sideways moves, you've moved up. MACD is extremely stretched. RSI, no man's land at 57. I don't know if you want to buy. I got tens of thousands of shares. I'm perfectly happy holding them. I'm not buying anymore, but I will tell you, as they release the dividend, it does buy thousands of dollars of shares for me. Now, since this picture came out, let's just talk about this. Zuckerberg got caught looking down the shirt of Bezos' girlfriend. I mean, if you want to watch the video's out there. It is clear as day. He's looking down. I mean, you know, we all know what he's looking at. You can see the guy behind. I mean, it's turned into a famous meme. So what's happened since this? Bezos is probably, you know, they're looking at this going, well, I want to kill that guy, Zuckerberg, okay? What am I going to do? They upped their advertising on X. What does that do? Took advertising away from Meta. And they're looking to test ads on Musk's platform. Doesn't seem so bad. Maybe that's not horrible. Then what does Jassy do? Jassy launches Deepseek on Amazon Web Services. You can get Deepseek now on an American server through Amazon. Well, you may say, well, what's that? It's because of Llama. Llama is the future for Facebook. What did he just say on earnings? It's Llama. It's AI. We're going to get billions of people to use our AI. Amazon says, here, hold my beer. Because of that picture. Don't feel bad for Zuck. Don't feel bad. The journey from introducing the like button to making more than 165 billion of revenue in 1 year. Okay, this is just a step, but you will see these two douchebags fight it out. And that's part of the issue. Now, that is what it is. So I know I've talked for about 21 minutes here. The rest of this podcast can be heard on Substack. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to go live. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, go and get it. Yesterday I was live for earnings. Boy, I got to do a new the thumbnail for that damn thing. I was in my guest bedroom, so there's guitars in the background and stuff like that. But again, if you're not subscribed to Substack, subscribe over there. I will be going live. Have a great weekend. The paid newsletter subscribers will get a bonus email probably in the next day or so. I'm still writing it out. There's a draft that I've got. It's about how to find the next big winner. Where would you look and how would you trade it? How would you enter it? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm doing that. But on the paid one today, going through the top 10 stocks from Seeking Alpha. Top 10 2025 because they're killing it. Tesla, we'll go over that. And then we'll go over a couple of social requests. And we'll look at some of the scans that came up today because they're good. Okay. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye. Okay. Jim Simons is the GOAT. But Pelosi is the great. I mean, what's his name? Peter Lynch is probably the guy that I would say is my Mount Rushmore. He's on my Mount Rushmore. But you can't put a Mount Rushmore up there without Pelosi. Because what do you make in Congress? $90,000? What's her net worth? Let's see. What is Nancy Pelosi net worth? Ranked 6th in the House. Estimated $114 million net worth. Estimated. You can't, you make $65,000 a year and you get a net worth of $115 million. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Is Reddit up again? I am going to head over to Substack Live in a couple seconds. Reddit's killing. I mean, Reddit at $200. Jesus. I mean, at the IPO, it was funny because at the IPO at 50, I was like, no way. I don't use Reddit that much. What's ironic is there's only 6 trades in the 4-hour algorithm. Your average win is 49%. And Eli's killing it because I know you got in here at the 178. I think you're going to hit resistance at that 200, but I don't think, the valuation of this thing is it's not nuts. Let's go and look at it. It depends on, again, you don't have a lot of information. Wall Street says it's worth 183. I don't like buying something that's that new, but it doesn't mean it won't continue up. Okay. I'm going to do the closing screen. It is 9:45. I know I got in late, but I didn't, 40 minutes today. That's enough. It's enough for folks. So CLS is flying today. AT&T is a problem. And I won't even go into the fundamentals of AT&T. Who is it? Coral Whale? No, Michael Anthony. Great bass lines, by the way, from Van Halen, Michael Anthony. I'm a fan. But here's what you have to know about AT&T. Okay? I talk about good companies with good products, with good profits and good management. This has not had good management. And so you're only at, on a monthly, the 200-day. That is a business that is just not, it's a capital intensive business, and it's all of their businesses right now are a race to the bottom. They only need to charge less. So I just don't like the business, but it does seem to be turning around here. I mean, if you bought in, let's see, July 2023 at $15, you're doing okay. You're still not meeting the S&P. So think about it this way. I mean, I get visible, here on the link tree. There is a visible link if you'd like to save on your cell phone, save $20 off your first month of Visible Mobile. I have Visible. It is through Verizon. It is $30 a month. Okay, $30 freaking dollars a month. Again, that's a race to the bottom. I get unlimited text data, the whole thing. It's unlimited, $35 a month. And it's on the Verizon network. How can, the only way these guys are staying in business is through their business, multi-plans. I mean, I can't imagine the margins are improving on a $35 a month when you've got to spend that amount of stuff. Yeah, Eli, I still have your GLP-1 email. I still haven't read it. Yeah, Visible's great. Visible is awesome. I mean, I had the base plan. I mean, let's just go over, because I had their base plan at $20 a month, and I think it was $25 a month. Yeah. You save 20, it goes down from 5 to 20. And then this one at 30, I just upped it to 30. And it's crazy good. So, yeah, Eli, I haven't read it. One thing about me is I'm always honest, so I know I want to give it the time that it deserves. But honestly, Eli, when I get off here, there are several businesses that I run. There's an influencer business, which has taken up some time recently. There is also this business of the podcast, and I'm turning it into a business. So it takes a lot of time. So, probably not a bad idea, but Visible is a great service, by the way, and changing is so easy. Because as long as you have one of the newer iPhones, I think 13 and up, 14, maybe it might be 12, but it uses eSIM. And so literally all you do is you change the network and you put in the PIN from your old provider, and boom, like 10 minutes later, you got a new phone service. And it's so nice. I mean, it really is. But okay, I'm going to go. I'll be on Substack Live in about 10 minutes, and I'll record the rest of the podcast, which is going to go over the top 10 seeking alpha stocks and Tesla, because there's some interesting stuff on Tesla. Okay, I'm counting show exit and scene. You guys have a great weekend. I always appreciate you guys tuning in, taking time to just say hi and chat. I really do. Yeah, Meta's at 700. Yeah, go over to Substack. It is for paid members, so just don't waste your time unless you want to pay or you're paid. But have a great weekend, Chris. Again, congratulations on that Palantir trade. That's great to hear. I mean, the number one thing about this podcast and the number one thing that makes me happy is when other people make money. When you guys make money, I don't care if it's on, you can play Inverse Gary all you want. When you make money, it makes me happy. That was why when I first started the podcast and I wasn't getting the affiliate stuff, and I was like, hey, just send me $1 through Venmo. And all my Cash App and everything like that, it's still up here. But if you can gift me like $1 when you make money, again, think of me as a bartender. And when I get those things, it always used to, it instilled in me, hey, somebody made money. And that's what I like. And so that was what that was essentially for. It wasn't like, hey, I need money to do this, because I don't. It was, hey, if you made money, and there were people who were super generous, like $500, $1,000 a few times. They made a lot of money. So I think SMCI was probably my best get into this. And NVIDIA was a good one. When that was trading for $200, I said, you better get into this one. So, okay. I will see you guys Monday. See you.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick
Trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.
Tune in daily,
Don't miss a single show.
Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow.
Okay, I'm